going to speak at his watch party, so let's go there real quick and we'll come right back to our panel.
Took on my family's burdens. He shed tears for Terrence Crutcher just like it was his own twin brother. And he fought like hell to ensure pathways to upward mobility for all citizens of Tulsa. And I wouldn't be standing right here today if it wasn't for him pushing me and telling me, Doc, it's gonna be all right. Help is on the way. And so I need for everyone to get up on your feet, and give it up for my little brother, my friend, the incredible, the amazing Greg Robinson. Give it up for Greg Robinson one more time.
Got the music playing for my background music. It's you know, the most important people up here right now to me are my two godsons. Because when I think about the risk that I took and I think about why I had to take that, it's embodied in these two young boys, these two young kings. And because of that, tonight is a win for us.
That's right.
And I can say that even with the realization that I'm not going to be the next mayor of Tulsa. Because there are things bigger than the political games that we've become accustomed to playing.
Yeah.
There are things larger than the divisive rhetoric that we've fallen into. There's a humanness that has the ability to connect all of us, that has the ability to bridge our differences, that has the amazing capability to bring us all together and then push us to accomplish things beyond our wildest dreams. And so when I think about the little boy that I was from 29th and North Lewis, the son of a banker turned activist and an accountant, a little boy that just got poured into by all of his cousins and all of his aunties and all of his teachers, and they just kept telling him, we love you. We love you. You're going to do something special one day. Keep pushing. The little boy who was broken when he lost his father at 12 years old, but he had his big cousin Trey to fall into his arms and catch him. The little boy who was broken at 16 years old and was hurled up in the hallway at Booker T. Washington, but he had his teacher, Dr. Marshall, to pick him up. The little boy that was confused about what his pathway in life was going to be, in the student union at the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, but he had a mentor in Mike Washington to tell him, hey, it's okay to dream big and be in orbit. I think about that little boy that went all the way from North Tulsa all the way to work for President Obama.
Come on.
Right? To work for Secretary Clinton.
Come on.
And then that little boy that decided the best thing he could do was come back home. Come back home and try to ensure that every child, regardless of their race, regardless of their socioeconomic status, regardless of their zip code, has pathways to achieve their wildest dreams. That's why I ran this race. I ran because the city of Tulsa has a unique potential to learn from its mistakes, to push through its current shortcomings on racial inequity, and become a model city for the country. But we have to stop pretending our way to peace. We live in a tale of two cities. It's in the data. How do you think it feels to be west of the Arkansas River and be devoid of economic investment? And have the factory air pushing towards you every morning? How do you think it feels to live north of Highway 244 and be feeling like you're on an episode of Naked and Afraid if you accidentally run out of gas? To be stressed out about where you're going to get access to fresh fruits and vegetables. To be stressed out about whether the neighborhood school that you're sending your kid to is going to put them on the pathway to upward mobility. How do you think it feels to be a person from the Hispanic community that walks into City Hall and doesn't always see materials in their language when they're 16% of the city and 36% of our public school districts? How do you think it feels to be an indigenous person who comes to every single meeting and never hears the acknowledgement of the land that we all stand on? See, I ran because we've confused ourselves into making inequality a black and white issue. Good. No, it's a right and wrong issue. So we can build, and we will continue to push for a city that invests in inclusive economic growth, that takes a localized economic perspective, so that we put power back into communities to own the development of their neighborhoods, so that we invest to ensure that we are building up the next Elon Musk or the